last class, we have come up with few introduction things about SQL Server, few introduction points on SQL Server. Where in this we discussed RDBMS provides two parts, non-procedural and procedural, and what all it contains. Everything I gave a list yesterday with an overview of discussion and how the flow always will be like from user application to SQL Server and from SQL Server to database. And SQL Server provides two types of environments, I said, standalone and clustering. Standalone environment will be suitable for small companies. You'll have only one production server. All users will be connected to one server. And how that standalone environment will be, we discussed with this architecture. Yesterday we discussed standalone environment, how it is going to provide its, work implementation and all that stuff. End user will, I said, like there is one application developed which is related to website. And that website, we took an example of some shopping portal. And end user will access that website. And whatever he does, right, shopping through that shopping portal, everything has to be recorded in database. So in order to store that information into database, you require to have a SQL Server software available with one database. I made the database name as sales database. And then I explained the total process, what all happens in this, concept of standalone environment. Today, we are going to actually learn about roles and responsibilities of DBA. Roles and responsibilities of administrator. In that, the first responsibility of a DBA is to have installation and configuration of SQL Server. Yes, this is first part. Installation and configuration of what? SQL Server. So DBA should have a very clear picture of both these concepts. This includes one, versions of SQL Server, because we are the one who makes decisions now. The project that which company gets, what will be the suitable, version for that particular project. These all things you only will make a decision. You should be very clear on all the working process of editions of SQL Server, right? Because you got various editions available. Enterprise edition, you got standard edition, you got something like called express edition, work group edition, all that stuff. Every edition has got its own unique importance. So probably in my coming classes, when I discuss on this part, we will see what are the editions available and how they are helpful for us. And compulsory, you should be aware of pre-installation steps. Why? Because we are going to install SQL Server on Windows Server OS. We install SQL Server on what? Windows Server operating system. Practice purpose, you install on normal Windows 10, 11, but in real time, wherever we have a network environment of SQL Server, 100% your SQL Server will be installed on Windows Server operating system. So compulsory as a DBA, you should know what are the pre-installation steps to be performed on on Windows Server. On Windows Server before you actually start what? Installation. So once you do all that installation, pre-installation stuff, then you can plan installation process. Then you can go with post-installation steps. After that, we can plan for server level configuration. Actually, three levels you can call: server level, DB level configuration, as well as connection level configuration. Yes, all three. Server level configuration, DB level configuration, plus connection level configuration. Three levels. All three. And both I actually discuss in my class, both how to do server level, DB level, connection level configuration through Wizard, and how to connect, how to do this configuration even through something called, script-based process, manual approach. Script-based process or manual approach. Yes. And after this, you need to move for working of SQL Server databases, in which as a DBA, you should know types of databases. You should know what is the storage architecture. This is for your knowledge. In one of my other batches of DBA, this module is over. So I have covered all types of, architectures for them, connecting with, data storage. I'll just will share with you so that you also can get an idea of what actually we discuss in this storage process. DBA. Here, it starts like this: architecture of database. First, logical representation of database. This is logical representation of database. First part to discuss. Towards Management Studio. And then I come up with all this stuff of architecture on it. Then I'll go with physical level architecture. This is physical level. So as a DBA, you should have all this stuff, a very clear picture. This is internal representation of a page and a row, internal representation of data page. Physical level I'm talking about. All these are physical level interaction of database. You understand? And then this is about internal transaction processing of SQL Server. Internal transaction processing. Introduction of database itself, storage architecture, complete all types of architecture we study, including transaction processing. But I won't explain here because we are going with DBA sessions on DBA. You're not expecting things that which you usually learn in development classes. That part we are not going to study, because transaction processing, quite a very heavy topic that you could find even in development level. Ours is administration level. So you need to know internal working process more than the, the commands or logical things of, transaction. That is the reason I focus completely on physical environment, because you are the one who gives a complete access to physical environment of what? Database. So transaction processing is also going to play major role for us. Because usually, this is what, just for your knowledge, I'm saying, usually in development level, when in your development level, when you talk about transaction, these all things you should know. What is a transaction and what are the properties of a transaction? Especially when you talk about properties, you talk about that acid properties of transaction. And then you should know what is implicit transaction, what is explicit transaction, what is implicit transaction. Are you following me, Harideep? Am I audible to you clearly? Harideep, yeah. Okay, okay. What about yeah, Shatrughan? Can you hear me? Am I audible to you? You can use chat panel. Like I don't find mic with you. You can use chat panel to confirm me whether I'm audible or not, sir. Shatrughan. Shatrughan, am I audible to you? Confirm me once through chat panel, please. Chalo, anyways, he left the session. Okay. So, those things we won't discuss about that commit, about rollback, about save transaction, about implicit transaction, about explicit transaction. Those things you learn at development level. We don't talk on it in our DBA sessions. Okay. And then after we will learn how to creating and maintaining user databases. That part I'll show you. Creation and maintenance, both user databases. How to create, how to alter, how to drop, and what are the other rules that are there, types of databases. These all things. Actually, you can see that this part also I actually have discussed in that batch. I said not just now, the batch which I'm taking for SQL or DBA. In that batch, this is all I show them with querying process as well. Scripting and querying, both. Creation, database, altering, renaming, script-based, I mean to say, all. And how you go with physical level database. All these things. Script-based process, you can call script-based. Not only like always going with wizard. Interview will not be based on wizard process. No one will ask you like where to click, what to click, why to click, how to click, so that the things will be performed. No one will ask you. Rather, they put your queries, they'll put your questions asking you to have your idea, your experience on how so and so process will be done. Okay, chalo, right. Then I talk about the third module that is called security in SQL Server. Major content that we should be aware of, security. And that includes all this stuff, logins, how to work with users, how you work with roles, how to work with permissions, how to work with schemas, how you work with encryption and decryption, and how to work with TDE, etc. Yes. Users, roles, permissions, schemas, encryption and decryption, TDE. These all are part of security. These all are part of security. And two different types of login. Logins is not only in one level. We are going to study user level and server level. Two types of login interaction. Two types. You can experience this, when you go with Management Studio, you can just connect and you can see all of them available for you here. Security, logins, server roles, credentials, auditing, server auditing, all these are part of security only. And logins here you can see here, all these are logins. And this is security server level. Database level security also you have. Database. Some database you select prod DB. Security. This is here users, roles, schemas, certificates, database auditing. Previous, what did I show previously? This is auditing, server level auditing. This is database level auditing, server level auditing. All these are part of what? Security. Then we go with, as another responsibility, disaster recovery planning. Yes. In disaster recovery planning, our focus will be on how to go with backup. How to work with backup. Backup, but types are there. Types. All we study. Disaster recovery planning is not only about one particular point. We have a lot of things to study, especially in this backup process. Lot of things are there. Backup itself, I'm saying, backup itself has around what I said? Yeah. Backup itself has around different types of backups. In that, we have around, you can say, what do you call, how many I said? 7 to 8 types of backups, I said. 7 to 8 types of backups. So that all when you, just like that backup we learn, no, backup, before learning backup process, there are a lot of other things that you need to be aware of. So obviously, when I discuss all this, then I'll come to backup. Backup means what is full backup, what is differential backup, what is called transaction log backup, what is called file and file group backup, what is mirrored backup, what is called stripped backup, that's called split backup, you call. What is called copy only backup, what is called tail log backup. You got 7, 8 types of backups are there. 7 to 8 types of backup. Then obviously, when you're talking about this, then you should be aware, right? You should be aware of restoring process also then. You should be aware of what? Restore options. Yes. All the techniques are there, it's a very lengthy topic actually. It's one separate module which I'm going to talk on backup, restore, recovery. Yes. All are there. Full backup. Yes, correct, Harideep. Full backup, differential backup, transaction log backup, tail log backup, file group backup. Yes, backup. And after that, you need to know about various rules on the concept of restoring, recovery, and restore. Yes. Even you need to know migration of databases and server. How do you do this migration of database? How do you do? Yes, obviously, migration of database may lot of things are there. Lot of things. One migration process of around you can say 5 to 6 types of data migration process we have. migration of database may 5 to 6 types. We have 5 to 6. One migration technique is backup recovery. That itself is one, what do you call it? Backup on one machine, restore in another machine, where you want your database to be available as a copy of it. As a copy. Make a backup on one machine, restore in what? Another machine. Okay, and second thing, you can even migrate physical files of a database from one system to another system. That is also database migration process. Not necessary that you remove those files from source machine and move it to second machine. No, you will have a copy of those files in the original machine, and the original files which are there, physical files of database that are there, you can copy from one machine and you can dump into another machine. Yes, that process also we have. And third, you can have migration of database through by creating or by generating a script of your database. By generating script of a database. That is one more, you can say, database migration technique available. Like that, I'm saying, like that, we have around 4 to 5, database migration techniques in, SQL. And after this, compulsory as a DBA, you should know about automation tasks. That includes what? Jobs, alerts, operators, DB mail, story goes, etc. After completion of this automation task, then you go with high availability. High availability. In that high availability, these all are part. These what are they? Lock shipping. Then DB mirroring. Clustering. Replication. Always on. Yes, all these are high availability features. Database always should be available for you. And after this, one of the most important area where we always have a task, something to do on it. What is it? Monitoring. Monitoring what? SQL Server. So what do we do in this monitoring process? What is it you're talking about? Yes. And especially in this monitoring of SQL Server, especially when you talk about this monitoring, this is what I mean, my experience says, like, you day to day, you look into your backups, even a small issue, instant you react. Whenever you find that you have been provided by some kind of alert about some database issue or some, instant, you don't wait for the problem to occur. beforehand, you try to rectify the problem. Beforehand. You don't wait till the that when problem occurs, then you're involved in that. No, that is what you say, no? That is what you say. DBA should be always proactive. DBA should be always what? Proactive. As it's easy to understand, you know, for a human being, as we should be proactive towards your health, proactive towards health, like proper diet, perfect, I mean proper time for sleep, and what do you call, and maintaining and health of going with your regular exercises. You do, then never you feel, never you felt sick. You understand? If proper you make everything a systematic, approach to your daily maintenance, then never you fell sick, never you have health issues. That is proactive. Same thing. You make proper. I always proper. You should be active on server. Always monitor server. Any activity that you feel that may cause a problem, you try to react on that and try to immediately rectify. Don't wait till the problem occurs. Proactive or proactive, or at least a DBA should be reactive. Proactive, reactive. Reactive mein what I'm talking about? Yes. Reactive in the sense, whenever a small problem occurs, instant you react. You try to rectify the problem. Then and there. Don't wait, because if you delay the problem, because of that another issue may arise. And when these issues gets raised, then definitely a point comes where you may be crashed with the server on the network. Okay. Do you understand what all I said? And coming to especially this monitoring concept, what you are going to discuss on this part is, listen, Just now I gave you some kind of, an idea, you can say. Uh, What is that? What is that? It includes, remember, it includes first point, something called mm, troubleshooting. Troubleshooting errors. That to both kind, not only about errors, I mean to say only, develop. No, we are talking about two types: database and server. Both types, both issues. Better I call issues. Troubleshooting database and server issues. And identifying one more major part, identifying performance issues, and applying tuning techniques, applying tuning techniques. And apart from this, lot of other things you can say, like, never server is down, never you have a data loss, never you face connectivity issues, never you face connectivity issues, never you find security problems. You understand? These are also considered. These are also considered. Ah, okay, comfortable? Do you understand what I said? Yes. Other techniques, if they ask, like, what are the other special events? I just know said you. Never data, no data loss, no downtime, no connectivity issues, no security issues, no performance issues. These are also a part of all this monitoring pattern. So these are the responsibilities of DB. Okay. Next, tomorrow's class I'll explain. We don't go with the next part. Database implementation life cycle. Right. Okay. Tomorrow's class I'll come up with this is life cycle of what? Database implementation. Slowly we'll enter into the discussion of how many servers your SQL Server provides and all that stuff.